Hi everyone, it's Lucy here from TeenVGN, and today I'm going to be talking about how to stay vegan when you go on holiday. So when you go on holiday to another country, being vegan can be a very daunting task, especially if it's somewhere where you don't speak the language that they speak. Looking at ingredients labels and stuff can be really difficult. The best advice by far is definitely just pre-planning, doing your research before you go, and then you should be absolutely fine. So what I often do before I go, my printer's broke a bit, so this is meant to be in black ink but it's kind of orangey. I kind of make little zines like this that I can carry around with me. So this one's Spain, and then inside, so this page, it has like meat and then what meat is in Spanish, and then loads of different ingredients. It says the English word for them, then what they are in Spanish. So it's basically stuff to look out for on labels of food and everything, so that basically you just don't end up eating something that's not vegan. And then I put little doodles around it as well, just to make it look nice. But yeah, so it's just really quick and easy to do. I just use Google Translate and then just use my computer to make it. It doesn't have to be fancy. You could even just write it by hand. Yeah, zines are a really easy way to help make sure you stay vegan where you go. If you can't be bothered to make something like that, the Vegan Society has brought out a vegan passport, which basically has a massive chunk of text saying and explaining what being vegan is, and they have it in loads of different languages. You can buy a hard copy of the book, or they also have an app on your phone, if it'll focus, like this. And then so loads of different languages here. I click on one and it just says the paragraph in whatever language, so when you're at a restaurant or something you can just show it to them. They also have if all else fails section, and so it's pictures with like a happy face like yeah I can eat this, and then angry faces like no I can't eat that. So that is really handy, especially when you go to restaurants, because going around the supermarket you can kind of take as long as you want, and because everything's like on the labels, you don't really have to spend too long and use too much information, because you're just looking at singular words, you're not constructing sentences together. So Vegan Passport is definitely really good for when you're at restaurants. The only downside of it is it doesn't have a list like in the little kind of zine that I made that you can just quickly like compare to. Like say if you go on the Spanish chunk of text, it has the words for like eggs, milk and everything in there, but because there's not the English version right next to it, you might struggle being able to decipher what it actually is. Another thing about pre-research, again with supermarkets, is for example when I went to Spain, not last year but the year before I believe, I managed to find like a Facebook group of vegans in Spain, like supermarket finds, like the ones we have over here in the UK, and I managed to find some actual like really good like not fake meats. I found like tofu and stuff, but then like dairy-free ice creams and stuff I managed to find really easily, like, and dairy-free yogurts as well, because they'd all on the Facebook page. I could see all the brands and stuff, and it's quite good as well for showing you like accidentally vegan things in the country that you're going to. So I definitely recommend either looking for a Facebook group, or if not you could even just Google it, because loads of vegans across the world take the time and effort to make blog articles about things like what you can eat in their local supermarkets and stuff. If you're lucky enough to go to a country that is, or a city in a country that is really good for veganism, then definitely go on Happy Cow. Yeah, Happy Cows are great. It can show you vegan stores, vegetarian stores, and also places that aren't fully veggie or vegan but have veggie vegan options. I've been on a few holidays where I didn't have Wi-Fi where I was going, so what I did was I'd put in my hotel location, and then I would find the nearest places that I wanted to go to for food, and I'd like screenshot them and print out map routes. Like I took like a ring binder with me, which I know seems like over the top, but I am like really serious about my food, and like they're not just like random places that do like a salad, they're like proper good vegan places that I like to find. But if you're lucky enough to have like Wi-Fi or internet over there, you can literally just, when you're on the go, just have a look and see like what's nearby and stuff. Worst comes to the worst, just go to chain restaurants, because chain restaurants often have vegan options or accidentally vegan options, and you can easily like pre-research that before you go. But yeah, that's definitely the main thing I'd say. Just do your research before you go. It doesn't have to be extensive, it can only take a few minutes. If you're self-catered, you're going to be absolutely fine, because you can just buy whatever the hell you want from the supermarket and cook stuff yourself. But yeah, I think the only place I've been to that I struggled at so far was Disneyland in Paris, because in some parts of France they consider fish as vegetarian, so it was quite difficult, but I was half self-catered, so it was fine. I think the only place to eat out near Disneyland I found was like a steakhouse, and they had some like mushroom thing, which is like, of all places, I didn't expect it to be a steakhouse. But there is somewhere in Disneyland Paris, in like the kind of Aladdin part, there's meant to be a really cool like buffet restaurant in there that's got loads of vegan stuff, but it's normally really busy and you have to book it. But that's enough of talking about Disneyland. So yeah, apart from that, the only other thing you really need to worry about is suntan lotion. I mean, because obviously like sandals, just don't get any leather ones, it's really easy to avoid nowadays. Swimming costumes and clothes, lots of summer clothes are really like lightweight fabrics anyway, so you're not going to find anything that's like, you know, like fur or wool or leather, because it's summer. Like, you're not going to have that problem. But yeah, suntan lotion. In the UK, I recommend Superdrug's own brand suntan lotion, which is here. As you can see on the back here, it is cruelty free, and it says here it's suitable for vegetarians and vegans. Be careful, because last year when I checked Superdrug's range, some of them were just vegetarian, not vegan. I think it was the spray-on ones. They had lanolin in, or lanolin, I don't know how you pronounce that. So just check out for that. I think that and probably beeswax are the only things you really need to look out for in suntan lotion as being non-vegan, because even though it is like a cream, it doesn't actually have cream in normally. Lush do suntan lotion. Yeah, quite a lot of quite a lot of supermarkets own brands suntan creams, I'm pretty sure will be vegan, because most of them are cruelty free, and then it's only the few ingredients you need to check out for. In America, I've looked it up, and there's a brand called Jason. I think there's one called Kiss My Face, something like that. I found an article, and I'll link it in the descriptions below, basically, for American brands, because being in the UK, I don't know about them. And everywhere else in the world, I don't know, but I don't think it's too much of a difficult thing to find. I think, like I said, quite a lot of supermarkets have it accidentally vegan, and if all else fails, go on like Amazon and you'll be able to find like proper like vegan brands like Jason and things like that. The only problem is they're going to be a lot more expensive than supermarket own brands. I think that's about it for my top tips on how to stay vegan. Basically, just do your research. If you want to make a little zine, make a little zine. It makes things a lot easier, I think, personally. And I like making little zines, so yeah. And as always, I've got to have a special guest at the end with me. So, here's my pooch, Dita. She's covered in seeds because she's been running around in the garden in all the bushes, haven't you? So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you all have a great summer holidays. Bye!